Can I roll some? Can I keep it lit? Can I smoke some? Can I be about a grip? Can I stack up? Can I say money talk? I don't flat guns. Can I play a low key? Mask up? Can I keep it on me? Stage back up? Can I hit it face down? Ass up? Can I say we ahead of my time? They can't lack us.
Yes. Episode 6. We made it. Welcome to My Version's Better. We got a real special show for y'all. You know what I'm saying? My man Blake, man, how you doing?
Well, what's up, man? Hey, I'm all right. I appreciate you asking. I don't get that question a lot throughout the day, so I appreciate that. You know, I'm just living the dream, man. How about you?
Hey, man, I'm living a dream with you, brother. You know, it's kind of awesome. We're 6 episodes deep in this thing. You know, we got this thing rolling like bogey on a bean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's I guess that's an analogy.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? or a Friday night, you know what I mean? But yeah, hey, here on My Version's Better, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk some good fantasy football isms. We got a little bit of breaking news to touch on. And before we get to all that, we just want to introduce our very special guest making his My Version's Better debut. He's the real McCoy, representing the real deal Fantasy HQ, our boy LQ.
Wolfpack, what up?
Sure.
What up, boys? Fire content only.
I forgot to mention the Wolfpack representative, the leader of the Wolfpack,
Alpha.
The Alpha, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I like that. Well, check this out, man. Welcome aboard. You know what I mean? To the pirate ship that every Tuesday, me and Blake, you know, Robbie doesn't know, but we take this thing out for a spin. You know what I'm saying? We bring it back fresh and and waxed. You know what I'm saying? He never knows. You know what I'm saying?
Alrighty then.
Pause.
Pause. ASAP. Pause.
We're getting this show started off on a good foot, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hey, well, before we get to this good show that I just spoke of, we're gonna go ahead and handle the quick old housekeeping. Check us out on monkeyknifefight.com. Use promo code RUMBOYS. We'll match that first deposit all the way up to $50. For all you March Madness heads out there, squeeze the juices while it lasts. You know what I'm saying? We got baseball round the corner. Get in on some home run derby action. Props up the yin yang. Props up the wazoo. Head on over to monkeyknifefight.com. Download the MKF app. Promo code RUMBOYS, and you'll be well on your way. Monkey Knife Fight. Give me money. Also, want to shout out our I guess they're the homies, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not quite the sponsors because, you know, they're more than that, man. They're the homies. Shout out to the good folks at SportsMe app. Download SportsMe, and there's a battle waiting for you. Right now, there's actually a nice back and forth going on between the SportsMe ambassador and the Admiral Robbie J, the CEO of the Run Boys Fantasy Network himself. A little bit of a Saquon 101, argument. You know what I mean? It's always a good one. Yeah, you might need to jump in on that. And the argument is 101 or even finishing 101. So if you're drafting him outside the 101, hey, according to Clock's version, he's coming in at number 1. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, head on over, download SportsMe, and come see all of us on these battles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, well, shit, man, before we get into it, man, LQ, how are you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying? That's like Blake said, no one really asks him that. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see if anyone asks LQ this.
Nobody did ask me today, but I'm doing all right, man. It's a nice Tuesday night, chilling with my boys, talking fantasy. Couldn't be better.
Right? Well, shit, somebody asked me. Now I feel left out. You know what I mean?
I'm the guest.
Touche. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, I mean, thanks for asking. You know, I feel phenomenal. You know what I mean? Life is good. You know what I'm saying?
We know you feel phenomenal, man. Mushroom man.
I know, right? Yes, right? We have liftoff, actually. You know what I'm saying? In T minus 15. You know what I'm saying? We do a show here, by the way. You know what I mean?
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? Hey, but
crazy.
well, check this out. Before we get to the meat and potatoes of this, we're just going to go ahead and I want to get some rapid fire thoughts on some breaking news. You know what I'm saying? We'll start off with my co-host on this one. You know what I mean? When you heard, we actually knew it was coming to this, but the 17-week season, man, what's your thoughts on this, Blake?
I think it's a terrible idea. Reason being, honestly, the injury rate in the NFL has gone up steadily since 2016. In my opinion, if you want to continue to get quality football, adding an extra week and having the potential of your superstars being out is a huge negative, in my opinion. I hate the fact that they're going to an extra week. Don't agree with it at all.
Oh, okay. Alpha?
Hey, I mean, one game doesn't make a difference to me, honestly. You're just going to get a whole bunch of backups that become fantasy relevant, a whole bunch of backups that Gus Edwards, I like to use as an example, him having back-to-back seasons with 700 yards. He may have 800 yards now. Like, it doesn't really make a difference for me, for one game, because being that the stud players are probably not going to play the last game because they're going to the playoffs, right? Josh Allen not going to play the last game. It just is what it is. Some of these teams have playoff hopes, and they're obviously not going to play their stud players and risk them having injury going into the playoffs. So I really don't think, the guys that are fantasy relevant that we have high investments on really doesn't matter, when it comes to one extra game. So I really don't have any feelings towards it.
And I will add, perhaps if you have fantasy relevant guys on these trash teams, you wouldn't have to worry about that so much, right? Because they're playing all the way down to the end. You know what I mean?
I guess I don't see Kenny Golladay going full speed at 17. To be honest, I don't see it happening, and that is a shot at the Giants because they're probably going to be terrible again. But that's a whole other discussion.
Listen, man. Well, you know what? They are actually part of the discussion, so to speak, later on. But yeah, you know what? I will say it's to each his own with this week 17. I am a proud degenerate, so I'm like, man, more football.
It's more football,
yeah. But man, you guys both made valid points. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come down to the strategic methodology of us as analysts when it comes to fantasy when we get down to that part of the year. So now here's another rapid fire thoughts. Are we just is it easy peasy? We're just going to 14 weeks regular fantasy season? Keep the same playoff structure?
Yeah. I think it's not that much of a difficult transition. I think 14 weeks playoffs or I don't want to add more teams. I kind of just want to keep it to 6, but I guess week 14 playoff start.
Yeah, maybe some people will create some type of stand-in week. You know what I mean? Maybe. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? That could be interesting. But yeah, for the most part, I know that's what I'm going to promote. I'm just going to say 14-week regular season, and then we keep the same structure as far as playoffs go. And for all y'all that think, oh, I told y'all week 17 fantasy football was a thing. No, we got 17 weeks, and now y'all's going to be talking about a week 18 game that we ain't talking about. You know what I mean?
Hell no. That doubleheader shit is stupid.
Yeah.
I lost a league by that.
Yeah, that shit is trash. And for all y'all run boys and girls that are out there playing in that format, you know what I'm saying? Reconsider your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Blake, what's your thoughts on it? It's easy adjustment, easy peasy.
Yeah,
I like
straight up. I mean, what hasn't been said? I mean, yeah, for sure, it is. I don't think it's difficult,
right? You know what? I can make it difficult though. You know what I mean? I'll probably fuck that up somewhere in one of my leagues that I commission. All right, well, shit, Blake, hit us off with that first topic. Let's pop this show off.
All righty. So first topic of the night, wide receivers Will Fuller, Curtis Samuel, Sammy Watkins, Corey Davis, Kenny Golladay find themselves on new teams. Rank these receivers in order. How would you draft them and redraft? LQ, start us off, man.
Sheesh. Man, what was that list again?
Will Fuller, Curtis Samuel,
Sammy
Watkins.
Oh yeah, Sammy Watkins,
Corey Davis, Kenny Galladay.
Kenny Galladay.
Oh man, that is actually tough if I had to rank them. I mean, number one, honestly, who I feel safe is Curtis Samuel. That's without a doubt.
Spicy.
I kind of would just take my chances on him, basically how cheap he is, because I think Kenny Galladay is still going in the 3rd round, where I can get a Curtis Samuel who's like living and breathing right now in the 6th round. So I think when it comes to redraft and I'm thinking about ranking these guys, I'm thinking more so of like their price tags as well, more so than their talent. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
obviously Will Fuller's at the bottom for me. I'm not a Will Fuller fan. He'll be hurt or he'll be protected and he will fail because that's exactly what we saw last season. But I like Corey Davis in the middle of that pack there. I think Corey Davis could be, decent in his new role, but we've seen Corey Davis as a wide receiver 1 and he hasn't produced that much. So I think he need that, AJ Brown type of lead dominant, wide receiver 1 on the other side of him. And right now, I don't see it that much, going on over there in New Jersey Jets. So we shall see what that happens with. But Kenny Galladay is he's a weird one, man. He's going in too spicy for me, and I don't believe in Daniel Jones to be, anything like crazy. I don't think Daniel Jones will all of a sudden be good because of Kenny Galladay. I think Daniel Jones has his own, situation going on of how, good he is or how bad he is. But Sammy Watkins will obviously, I'll give him one niche up above, Fuller at the bottom. So my order will obviously be Samuel, Galladay, Davis, and then, Will Fuller at the bottom. I mean, Watkins and Will Fuller at the bottom.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Fun fact, Danny Dimes last year, top of the league in deep ball accuracy. It moved 0 needles.
I don't think anybody flinched.
Okay, Blake, what say you?
Oh, I figured you would want to go since I went on the next one. All right. Honestly, I got Sammy Watkins at the very bottom. Reason being is because he fucking burned me last year. So I got a grudge. I got a grudge on him. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's always fucking hurt too. Like, it's just super annoying. But hey, popped off week 1, and that's all that mattered because I had him in.
Make sure you start Deshaun Jackson too.
Right? Except for last year. That shit burned me. No, okay. No, continue. So you got Sammy down at the 5 spot here.
Yeah. I got Sammy down at the 5 spot. Honestly, I gotta put Kenny G at 4 personally, just because I think Danny Dimes is fucking garbage.
Nice.
I don't believe in it at all. I don't give a shit. If he's over there, great. But he's got no one to throw him the rock, in my opinion.
What if he throws it to himself? Does that move the needle? It would be amazing, right?
I mean, he might have to. He might have to. Not a whole lot of athletes over there right now.
Wait, hold on. Let's not disrespect the legendary speedster, John Ross. 40-time record holder.
Stop. I don't even want to hear his name. Jesus Christ. You heard my theory. You heard my theory on the speedsters, right? It's either you have a Tariq Hill career or you have a Tavon Austin career. And that's it. That's it. You have probably the greatest college tape ever in life because you're fast, or you hit the league and don't do much.
Wow. I like that because that's a lot of people in between those two players you just said. You know what I mean? It's a big range there. Okay.
Huge range.
So who do you got at the 3 spot here, Blake?
Will Fuller.
Will Fuller? You mean Will Fuller?
Yeah.
With Tua?
I think the jury's still out on Tua for me personally.
Yeah, same.
I think this is actually gonna change my opinion on him. If he could eat with Will Fuller, you know what I mean? Because he always complained about receivers not getting separation last year. You know what I mean? And if you're a coach and you hear that, you're consciously bringing in a guy that will get separation. So, you know what I mean? This could be a thing. You know what I mean?
We shall see.
Okay, now Who's topping this list? Curtis Samuel or my man Corey Davis, the legend?
Curtis Samuel. Just because once again, Corey Davis is it all. A lot of this, I think, depends on there's a lot of different variables here. But I'm putting Curtis Samuel at the top.
Okay. Personally. So here, this is kind of awesome because all three of ours is different. So I'll go from top to bottom first. I'm going my man Kenny G, just because I think he's going to get a lot of more single coverage more often than not with someone like Saquon, presumably being healthy. You know what I mean? Stack the box. You know what I mean? And I don't think they'll respect Danny Dimes as a passer still. So they'll be like, just put our best corner on Kenny G. You know what I mean? Throw him a 50-50 ball or two. You might make it happen. Plus, I think I don't think because I live in the West Coast, there ain't too many people jumping out the window for Kenny G because I don't have Giants fans in my leagues. You know what I mean? So I do expect him to be like a fourth or maybe late fourth, early fifth round. By the time we get closer, it'll probably be a fourth rounder. I think that's cool value. Second, I'll go Corey Davis, who's someone I fully expect to get like in the seventh or eighth round. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody, you know what I mean? And like, if that team is any kind of garbage as it was, last year, you know what I mean? I expect, some high volume and target market share. Then I'll go ahead with my man, Curtis 50 Cent Samuel. You know what I mean? Just because, you know what I mean? Hey, we've seen our man, the Magic Man, make multi receivers fantasy relevant. I do worry about the defense, being, solid, where maybe the necessity of, playing from behind might not be there, like the necessity to throw the ball a ton.
Throw the ball a lot.
But Curtis Samuel, exactly. Good. See, that's why you're the alpha, bro. You know what I mean? They're gonna scheme up plays for the kid. You know what I mean? And then I'll go Sammy. You know what I mean? I mean, he's on a low pass volume team and he thinks he's a lizard. So you know what I mean? That's whatever you can do with that, right? And then Will Offler, because I just hate him. He's a cheater, a PED user. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And more so, my hatred for him is just for years and years of him just letting us down. You know what I mean? And
it comes a point where you just need to stop drafting him, like get out of that abusive relationship. Like it's toxic.
Yeah. And I also have a theory.
Miss out on him. Like if you miss out on Will Fuller, I don't know why you're stressed. Like honestly, like he's not going to finish top 10. He's not going to finish top 5. Like,
and I can still see them drafting a receiver here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, okay. How about this? What's I'm gonna say some names right here. The receivers from the Dolphins. We got the mighty Devontae Parker, right? The elusive Preston Williams, and that god awful Will Offler. What do they all have in common?
Injury.
Exactly. You know what I mean? They gotta get a guy there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even Gesicki, like all those guys haven't played a full 16, and even Gesicki, I mean, I didn't look him up just because he's a tight end, but even he be getting banged up. I mean, they're gonna have to do something there. You know what I mean? They're at a prime spot at that 6th spot. Maybe get a Jamar Chase, and maybe it'll move the needle a little for me for a Will Offler. You know what I mean? I don't want him to be the guy that gets the double coverage. Like, you know what I mean? You could just have him running streaks up the sideline. You know what I mean? And you hope that WR3. How about this? He's a best ball play. How about that?
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Galladay is probably going to be a top 10, but at 10, if anything, because he'll probably demand the targets.
WR1, right? So I'm
low end wide receiver
10, 11, or 12, 10, 11, or 12 spot. Yeah. It seems fitting. I mean, that's another thing too, is their defense actually played solid last year. You know what I mean? And I know they're not
defense. I won't talk shit about ever.
Yeah, and they don't want them. They don't want Danny Dimes throwing that rock, bro. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, they didn't let Russ cook either last year either. So
that is true.
That they beat the Seahawks.
Maybe they tried his cooking at one point, and they were like, "Yo, tell him to stop cooking, bro," because he went from like, yeah, bro. Maybe it's dry. He came through with that bad potato salad that no one touches. You know what I'm saying? It's his white side, bro. He's half white and half black.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Reason from that shit.
Yeah, for real though. Okay, BWB, hit us off with the next topic. I mean, that's why I went before you too. So I mean, I'll let you go before me. So
yeah, I got you.
Nice little pattern going. You know?
I got you. Robinson, Hilton, Juju remain with the same teams. Does the current quarterback situation move the needle in any particular direction for you when you think of these wide receivers?
Ooh. Go ahead, LQ.
Yeah.
Only fitting the alpha goes first.
It all makes sense.
Does it move the needle for the quarterback or for
so with all these so the question states that these three guys remain in the same spot, but does their current quarterback situation move the needle in any particular way for you, like positive or negative? Like for example,
Robinson, he stays the same. Like he's quarterback proof. So it doesn't really matter who's there. He's going to see 150 targets because I feel like Allen Robinson's to the point now where like he's bag chasing. He's not really worried about leaving, going to get that elite quarterback because he's been doing his job and showcasing that he could be a top 10, top 12, wide receiver, regardless of who's back there. I mean,
shout out to Chase Daniels.
Yeah, right. the magic man back there. So like, I really don't think Allen Robinson changes in value. Allen Robinson will still find his way to my roster as my wide receiver 2, which is crazy year after year that happens for me. But I feel like, not much change there. Now, T.Y. Hilton, man, I really don't think Wentz makes him better. I don't think Wentz makes him younger. I really think, the age is a factor here. I think he's like 32, 33 years old. He's in his 30s, so I definitely think he lost a step from what I saw last season. I didn't see the T.Y. Hilton we saw like 3 years ago. I really didn't see anything like, jumping off paper like, yo, I need to have T.Y. on my team. You know what I mean? Because I feel like Wentz needs bigger and better weapons. I really don't think Wentz needs to depend on a Pittman and a Hilton to try to be, somewhat good. I don't think, I'm not going to like downplay what the Colts did last year with Phillip Rivers. Like that was amazing to see the old man Rivers make it to the playoffs and,
4,000 yards.
Exactly.
Over 4,000 and 24 passing TDs.
Exactly. Yeah. He came in and got the job done, but you got to remember, we're talking about Rivers, man. He's a better quarterback than Wentz, for the last couple of years that we can actually see, Rivers showing age. He still managed to be better than Wentz, minus that MVP year, with Wentz or whatever, but that was cut short and Nick Foles, won the Super Bowl. And that's when mental depression kicked into Wentz's mind and then his play went down. But there's that. But moving on to Juju resigning back, I think he's an idiot. I think he's trying to show loyalty. Like, Baltimore offered you way more money. Not way more, but more money.
Kansas City too.
Kansas City matched it, and you would have been on a team with Patrick Mahomes. Like,
do you think he can read?
No, I don't think. I don't even think like he actually. His agent didn't tell him
the
about
offer.
The other
offer.
Like, yeah, his agent just didn't text him the other offers. He was like, "This is what the Steelers are offering," and he was like, "Okay, cool." What an idiot. But for fantasy, for him, I really feel like what we got out of Juju last year was. It was fine. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't too like wowed about it. It's not like I invested heavily on Juju, but again, I think last year's ADP was like close to the third, back into the third, almost fourth round. So wide receiver 2, I think that's fine. That's a value price right there. I feel like this year going into, you're probably worried about Claypool heating up. You're probably worried about Deontay Johnson getting like 12 to 13, 14 targets a game, looking like, AB, with the targets, but not really catching the ball. So that's still a factor we need to.
Deontay Dropson is what they call him.
Exactly. The drop bottom.
It's so sad because it's like he's so awesome. Just get the ball.
Like that's the thing. He gets the targets. That's what pisses me off. Like he'll get 10, 12, 14 targets a game. And it's like, dude, catch some of them. He'll get 12 targets and catch 5. That's like very like disrespectful to see, when you're in that week. You're like, what the hell did you do? Why'd you drop 5 of them? But I think Juju stays the same. Nothing really changes for most of these, wide receivers that we just named and talked about. So I'm not really too like worried about, do I draft Juju? Do I draft Hilton? Do I draft Robinson? Like there's no question marks around these guys. You know what you're going to get.
So do you think the greater fantasy community right now is shitting on Juju?
Oh, yeah, of course. They're shitting on him because of the contract situation, but they're shitting on him because he once was supposed to be the wide receiver 1, but we saw what happened once, AB left. So Juju was as good as AB, demanding the double coverage, demanding the number 1 corners, et cetera, et cetera. So I definitely think, once we got the true reveal, what it was, that's my fear for Corey Davis right now, too. Him being the wide receiver 1 again, as of now, until they hit the draft. And they
the legend, you mean? The legend,
yeah.
Corey Davis?
So that's my fear with him. Like, these guys need that counterpart to be the distraction or to be the guy or whatever the case may be. So I definitely think, Juju playing the background still ended up with like over 120 targets. Full send it. You know what I mean? I'll take volume or anything.
I like it because the reason I ask is because you're way tapped into the fantasy community. Like, I say this without running no drag, no cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you're one of the rising voices in the fantasy community. So people talk to you about shit. And when I hear, from yourself now, and even the Robbie Jays of the world, and and other guys, people are off Juju, and like, I don't know if it's the contrarian in me, but I had to go look. Like, I'm like, yo, if Juju is a 5th rounder, redraft, because bro, okay, check this out. Highest catch percentage out of the slot, Juju, last year out of all slot receivers. Most touchdowns scored out of the slot. You know what I mean? Like, and, Blake will tell you. Blake, actually, let's get to Blake. Blake, what did you tell me about Juju when it came to, like, how they should use him?
Well, I said last year before the season even started, I said stay away from Juju in the early rounds because Pittsburgh never targets a wide receiver 1. They always target the slot. It's a constant revolving door if you watch the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what they do is they take a slot guy, take Antonio Brown for an example. Antonio Brown's one of the last good outside wide receivers I saw. Even Hines Ward was in the slot at the end of his career. Yeah. But let's take Antonio Brown for an example. He starts off in the slot, tears it up. They bump him out to the outside. He does great. He's a fantastic wide receiver on the outside. Then they ship him out of town because he wants too much money. He's producing. Now, what they do is they take Juju, who was in the slot producing. They're like, oh, Juju can make it happen. They bump him out to the outside. And then what? Deontay Johnson's the guy you need to target from that point on. That's what I said last year.
That was 2019, right?
Yeah.
That was, because he was the guy killing it in the slot. And then now when they draft Claypool, now you got 2 phenomenal outside guys that relegated Juju back to the slot. And Coach T, I remember calling you, Blake. I was like, yo, they came out and said they're going to put him in the slot. And then you were like, don't touch him still. You know what I mean? I was like, but I mean, for PPR purposes, and if we can get value on him, would y'all agree? If he's your WR3, right?
Yeah.
Even if he's my 2, I'm not mad at it. If he's my 2, I'm not mad at it. Based on,
I'm going to keep shitting on him though, because I don't want the ADP to rise. So we're just gonna.
The hype train ain't gonna build. That train ain't gonna build because of Big Ben. People are saying, Big Ben is old. He's fucked up. That hype train ain't gonna build.
Big Ben rapist burger. That's why. And and even if that's not what you're saying, my version's better. You know what I mean?
There you go. There you go. That's how you plug that in.
What's your thoughts on? That's the premise of this show. How it was all created. Because I always make arguments that I lose, but I'll just say my version's better. And it's like, we should do a show like that.
I love it.
And everyone who knows me for years, way before content creating and all that's how I was in real life. You know what I mean? Like arguing with my kids. Well, my version's better. but Blake, what's your thoughts on these guys, man?
No, I mean, I agree with the Allen Robinson comment, right? Either way, he's got a backup quarterback throwing him the ball. It's not going to change.
Yep.
That's how it is.
Yep.
Straight up. That's just how it is.
I mean, you are a Steeler fan, so you've spent years diagnosing the red rifle. So, you know what I mean? I'll go with your version for sure.
T.Y. Hilton, I agree he's old. He lost his step. I don't think Carson Wentz really adds anything dynamic anyway. I mean, maybe if you can get him rolling out, maybe if you get Ty to adjust to a route or something like that, that's it. Other than that, I don't think it adds anything. Juju, it all depends on where they end up putting him. If he's in the slot, I think he's the one guy here where the needle moves in a positive direction if he's in the slot. But if he's not in the slot, once again, I'm not touching him. But I think he will be in the slot.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And because like with the way that offensive line is bad last year, and then now you lose pieces to retirement and free agency, that pressure's coming, that ball's coming out quick. Juju's gonna be that hot read. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he'll probably be the benefactor. And dare I say, bro, Big Ben's throwing for at least 650 pass attempts. they can't run the ball.
Yeah, he's gonna
can't run the ball, and that defense has been stripped down naked, bro. They lost a lot of pieces. I think we're gonna see, a 5,000-yard passing Big Ben again. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm just saying. Mark my words. I said it 2 weeks ago. Watch out for that boy Anthony McFarland, my guy.
Okay, listen. I wrote it down on the big whiteboard, bro. I'm gonna get him with my last pick, where it's like it won't hurt me or not. It will only benefit.
Yeah, I got two Steelers fans in my home league, so I doubt that I'll be able to get him, but we shall see.
They go, hey, all you got to do is talk up Benny the Snell. Oh, they signed Ballage? Oh, hands down, it's Ballage.
Yeah.
Damn, I wasn't aware of that.
Now you got the hype up.
I do just want to add before we get on to this next topic that Allen Robinson, he has the best QB throwing him the ball ever in his career right now. Like, as far as just a pure passer. And that's so bad in itself. It's sad.
It might backfire now that you just said that he will probably be asked this year. He has the best quarterback he has had.
He's gonna have to play his ass off to get to the Niners or to the Cardinals or to the Rams.
I still think he's going to get traded. I think there's a chance that he can get traded. I think that's like slightly still a thing that could still happen.
Okay, hold on. Let's play this game real quick. Who do you think is looking at Allen Robinson? If you're the GM for a team, what team is it? What team needs Allen Robinson right here?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I would hate to see him go to the Jets. I would hate to see him like anywhere where I can't.
The Jets
feel
could
like
do it.
Be a big impact. Like I honestly think he needs to stay in Chicago. Like I was a big, campaigning him staying in Chicago, but I think there's a slight chance.
Tennessee.
Man.
Tennessee.
Nah.
It's naked over there. Who they got?
No. He got AJ Brown.
I'd like to see him go to the Chargers.
Oh, I like that one. I like your version. That's a good one.
Good. But I need him to go somewhere where he can be the number one, and that's it. No other competition. He needs to be a target hog. I need him to have all those targets to be able to produce, because if you put him next to a Keenan Allen, like, come on now, somebody's going to get hurt. They're going to
Keenan Allen gets to be feelings are getting hurt for sure.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen gets to be that slot guy. You know what I mean? Like
he gets to eat, but that's targets getting like diverted elsewhere. And Chargers are taking pits. I don't know if anybody else knows that, but Chargers are definitely.
I'm with you on that one. I got them trading up for pits for sure. Is this a Sagittarius thing? See, I forgot to introduce you.
I don't think they're going to trade up. I think like he's going to fall there. I really think that.
Really think so?
I think so. I think so. Hopefully,
someone's trading up to grab that man.
If they do, then God bless them. God bless them. They're going to be giving up a lot.
Kyle Pitts is really good. I'm like,
yeah, he really is good.
He's probably the best, like, all-around player as far as skill position goes in this draft. Like, for what he could do.
Peacock just said, like, the most toxic thing ever, which might actually not be that bad. The Lions. That might not be bad for Jared Goff. That's a huge upgrade at quarterback. They got a good running game.
Man, bro. They got the legend, bro. Tyrell the Gazelle over there. Tyrell the Gazelle Williams, bro.
I don't know how he still keeps getting jobs, but that is a whole nother conversation.
He's the Gazelle, bro. He's a legend.
Stretches the field and he stretches his hamstring. It's over.
That's true. It's over. Bro, it's legendary how he stretches those hamstrings. You know what I'm saying? Well, check us out, BWB. You know what? Let's keep this thing rolling.
Third topic is Stephon Diggs far outproduced his 2020 ADP and established himself as a top wide receiver option in fantasy going into 2021. What wide receiver in 2021 redraft do you feel will far outproduce their ADP and jump up to wide receiver 1 status?
I'm going to go with the easy one here. I think a lot of people have been thinking about this, but I'm going with Terry McLaurin. I definitely think that can be the next leap. That can be the guy that would jump clearly out of wide receiver 2 and then solid, wide receiver 1. But I don't know how long that will last. Maybe it'll just be this year because I don't see Fitz staying there for another year. You know what I mean? I don't see him coming back.
Yeah, no, I think he's one and done.
Oh, you said my man, the Scottish lad. I like that one. Terry McLaurin.
I definitely think he could be that guy. He has the talent. I mean, he has Fitzpatrick back there, Fitzmagic Patrick, or whatever you want to call him. He's back there. The beard is back there. He's going to let that bitch go. So he's going to be launching that ball, money ball, tight windows. He's not scared.
You know why he has the beard, right? It's so he can store all that magic dust, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
Yo. Fitz has that magic facts.
You really do, though. Blake, who you got one for me? I know you got one for me.
Mine's kind of like, I don't know, mine's iffy. I'm interested to see how Laviska Shenault does in 2021.
Oh, okay. You know what's crazy is there's a whole community out there that is on Laviska Shenault, and then it's them and then everyone else that's not.
It didn't happen until Urban Meyer, so I honestly believe it. I think Urban Meyer could put him like in the best spots. He puts his skill players in the best positions and make plays in open space. That can definitely happen, definitely with Trevor Lawrence. But I need to see it because I haven't really saw anything last year to like set this hype train up to put him up there. Like Jesus Christ, like this hype train is like raising his ADP by the days, by the weeks, by the hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's funny because when you said like Jesus Christ, I was like, oh yeah, definitely. I ain't even seen him walk on no kind of water. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He showed up to the party. There was no more drinks. It went like he was turning no water to wine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Laviska, the jury's out. Okay, so I know that one's a little iffy. Do you have any honorable mentions, Blake? So I don't think anyone's looking at mine right here. I got one for you.
No. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't. I got off work and I read the questions. That's what I came up with off the top of my head in a matter of 15 minutes.
Does Claypool have a chance to jump to be this guy? I know there's another community out there that loves some Claypool too. It's called
the Steelers community. That's
the Steelers Nation.
That's
okay.
About it, and I'm not even fully convinced. I just think my opinion on Shenault is that he's a freak, and I think if you get a guy that can throw the ball fucking down the field, actually throw it in good spots where only his receivers can catch it, he's big enough, he's fast enough, and he's got good enough hands where he can make plays. And I'd like to see how he performs. Is he going to outperform guys that you can probably take? Probably not, but I'm just interested because I think he's got the potential. He's a guy that I was super high on Shenault coming out of college in one of my draft shows. So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barring any of these stupid rumors that the Bengals are going to draft a receiver or Pitts, give me T. Higgins, bro.
Oh, yeah.
T. Higgins, bro. He's going to be that like 6th round guy, maybe 5th round by the time we're done with him, right?
5th round. I think he's going in 5th round right now.
Give me that. Because that's where Diggs lived last year. You know what I mean?
I don't know how, but yeah, he did.
Right? Bro, T. Higgins. And like, I understand they dressed up that secondary a little bit in free agency, but I'm more so looking at what they did in free agency to dress that line to protect Burrow, and what they should do is draft Penny Sewell because it looks like he's going to fall to the 5th spot with the way things are going right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bruh, give me T. Higgins, bro. The pass attempts will be there. You know what I mean? He flashed a ton, and even when Burrow went down, as long as he got the volume, he's still 8. You know what I mean?
Still 8. Him and Boyd 8. That's what I'm saying. Him and Boyd can coexist. So you miss out on T. Higgins, you can get Boyd probably 2 rounds later and still be sitting good.
You think Boyd goes after Higgins?
Yes, 100%. Especially how the hype train is going right now. Definitely 100%. But it's not even really a hype train. T. Higgins is good. He's good at football. I mean, his value there is great. So I really think him and Boyd can coexist. And pending Burrow's, rehab, hopefully everything's on track. Hopefully he doesn't lose a step, bearing that, terrible injury. And then you also get Joe Mixon back. I'm not saying I'm too crazy about Mixon, but you have a solid running
I'm one of those guys. Don't worry. I'm that guy.
Drafting him one more time. I'm going to just one more time.
Give me a 3rd round Joe Mixon. That'll make you think twice, right? You'll be like, "Ooh, maybe I should take this chance."
If I
give me a 20 touch motherfucker.
Yeah, if I go Saquon, then okay, I can get Mixon in 3rd. That gives me the 2nd round to get a stud wide receiver, or I can go, Travis Kelce, whatever the case may be, however that shapes out position. You'll be sitting really pretty, with a stud running back, Travis Kelce, and then maybe a Joe Mixon.
You know what's crazy? Travis Kelce is steady going in the 1st round these days.
110 through 112, I saw him go.
Okay, so that 1-2 turnaround.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's dangerous.
It's really spicy.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Okay, real quick, rapid fire thoughts. I know you mentioned Laviska. What about DJ Chark? Say they don't draft any other receivers here. You obviously brought in Marvin Jones, right? With Trevor Lawrence, assumingly it's Trevor Lawrence. Or even maybe Justin Fields, because goddamn Urban Meyer was there today at his pro day. You know what I mean?
I saw that.
We're going to get a better passer, right? Are we, because Chark is probably going to be one of those later round guys, 7th, 8th round.
That's what I question, though. Are people really taking Shenault over Chark? If it came down to it, if you're at the board right now, can you honestly take Shenault over Chark?
I couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't.
That's why I don't understand this hype train. This hype train should be for a person you think is going to be wide receiver 1 for their own team, but we're talking about a possible wide receiver 2.
Yes, thank you for saying it.
I just don't get it. That's my issue with some of the hype trains. You cannot take Shenault over Chark. I don't see it happening. I don't see how I can do that, especially if they're getting a better quarterback, a better passer, et cetera, et cetera. We've seen Chark 2 years ago pop off. Baby Shark. Do. I know you all remember that.
Yeah, the Chark night. I was going with
Chark night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't understand how, this hype train is so big how it is, and it's only going to get worse. You know what I mean? But hey, that's just me.
I'm going to end up with a ton of – but see, man, this is so bad. I'm going to end up with a ton of Galladay, Juju, DJ Chark, and Higgins, ain't I? I'm just going to – just those guys. And DJ, oh no, I'm not a DJ Moore guy. I never was. And you know what's sad? He might be one of those guys this year because people are going to be so off him from last year's hype. You know
I need them to get Watson. If they get Watson, somehow, DJ Moore is going to break the ceiling.
Oh man, how high? He's at least a 3rd rounder if Watson.
Oh yeah, if he gets Watson, hell yeah.
Because he was a 3rd rounder last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. It's funny because I was for the life of me trying to think of more guys that perhaps could jump into that WR1 spot. And I man, is this crazy? I know you're a Rams fan, but Cooper Kupp, man. Cooper Kupp, because he's the touchdown maker out of the 2. I mean, I guess you can't say that last year with Woods because Woods kind of showed up in that department. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really can't call it. It's been swapping roles year after year, who's who, and they both produce. That's all it happens to be. But now with Stafford, I'm with Peacock, man. Give me Bobby Trees. Bobby Trees is going to this year. He's one of the guys that are probably going to go in those 5th round, and you're going to be looking at it oh, yes, thank you, God. Give me Bobby Trees with Matthew Stafford, 100%. Not saying Cooper Kupp shouldn't go in that same round. It's just if I had to make a choice, I'm going Robert Woods, being a Rams fan. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, and he's kind of been the epitome of health. I think he's been hurt one time with you guys. That was 1 year, 2017.
Yeah, when we had
shoulder.
Watkins.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so, that's right.
Hey, man, it happens.
Hey, shit happens, man. Okay, BWB, let's keep this thing rolling.
The next topic is the Cam Akers one you wanted to do.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, so here's a game I want to play real quick because I happen to be really high. And then I'm also high on Cam Akers, right?
Yeah.
And Cam, bro, like he's steady going in the second round. But there's a lot. He's going in the back of the second round, and it's in a couple of the mocks I did. I mean, I know it's early, but still, I mean, we're playing this game now. So I'm going to go ahead and just name some names of who or you would rather have, that guy or Cam Akers. So let's start light. Let's go with Chris Carson back with the Seahawks.
Akers.
Okay. BWB?
Akers.
Okay. James Robinson.
James Robinson.
I'm going to have to go Robinson.
Okay, see, I go Akers here. Okay.
I don't think Akers would get that workload as much as Robinson.
Okay, here's a really good one right here. Austin Powers Eckler, the running back who shagged me. Pause.
Oh my god.
They fucked around and gave Bogart a show over here, bro. That Blake's really here just to monitor you.
Yeah, to keep you here. Watson ain't going to jail. No way he goes to jail.
He just
we have murderers, we have rapists, actual murderers and rapists still play football that same year, so he ain't going to jail.
Yeah, man, that's a
shout out Ray Lewis and Big Ben if you don't know who I'm talking about.
Hey man, he's up. Big Ben found God and shit. He's good now.
The porn was getting to his brain. Sorry.
That shit will happen to you.
Okay, so what say y'all? Austin Powers, Austin Eckler.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going Cam.
That's fire. That's fire. I don't know. I don't want to say that on camera. I don't know. I might jinx both of them because I have a chance to get both of them.
Right? Because those guys, dude, I think Austin Eckler is going to be like a back of the second round by the time we get closer to the year. Because right now he's going early third.
Man.
People, it's funny, recency bias, people get mad at a motherfucker getting injured. But you know what I mean? Okay. How about this? Aaron Jones. Because Aaron Jones is probably going to be that 1-2 turnaround value.
Aaron Jones, I can't go against that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Aaron Jones is a goal line.
I'm with you on that one. Aaron Jones he's been doing it too long to like deny him. You know what I mean?
Only because of the touchdown upside. He'll end up with more touchdowns.
Are we afraid of AJ Dillon's snaking some of them goal line carries?
Unfortunately, no. But
okay.
That is
all right. This game is fun because this guy my man Sergio Mix-a-Lot, he likes touchdowns and he cannot lie. He actually goes after Cam Akers.
Yes. Here's the thing. There was a post the other night, and it said Cam Akers is less than Joe Mixon. And I put like the Mickey Mouse like blood like through his eyes, like just straight punching himself in the face, seeing it. And the kid that posted it, like I see his point and I see why he said that. I just simply don't agree with it for the simple fact, like Joe Mixon has a terrible old line. Joe Mixon has been hurt. Joe Mixon can be a stud, but I'm pulling back on him because of what we saw from Cam Akers. Opportunity from the last 4 to 5 weeks, and even the playoff game against the Seahawks, even against Aaron Rodgers and
76% of the snap count.
Exactly, it just
amazing.
went out of the roof. Like the opportunities that Cam Akers had was just amazing, and if he can get that for a full season, man, I'm taking Cam Akers over Joe Mixon 110%. Better offense, and I know Zach Taylor's over there to branch off from Sean McVay, but Sean McVay is still Sean McVay. It's the better offense and more scoring opportunities.
It's the real Sean McVay.
Yeah,
right?
More scoring opportunities is what it really comes down to. And I like Akers getting more involved in the passing game, even though he didn't see that many targets until like the back end of the season. But it's shown that they tried the wildcat with him. They tried the screens, shuffle pass and outside up the gut. They tried everything with Cam Akers and it worked. So that just lets me know going into this season, the Wildcat is what sealed the deal for me. I'm like, they're running Wildcat with Cam Akers right now.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm like, all right, we're pulling everything out of the playbook.
Le'Veon Bell shit, bro. They were doing
exactly, and that just lets me know, like, they want to have him on the field at all time, like at all costs. So that is like comforting going into this draft this year, knowing that he's going to be used in all different types of ways.
Joe Mixon or Cam Akers, BWB?
Cam Akers, just because I'm not going back on everything I've said about Joe Mixon.
Okay, I like it. Stay strong. He's like, I said
Like that flag.
Yes. Okay. Here's an interesting one for me. I have trouble with this one myself because I love Nick Chubb.
Oof.
And there's a whole world of people out there that will shit on Nick Chubb just because of the existence of Kareem Hunt. That's pretty much it. They can't say anything about his skill set. They're not going to mention that he has one of the best offensive lines. They just say because Kareem Hunt's there.
Yeah, but look how much Nick Chubb was in when he came back and he was healthy. I mean, I had Kareem Hunt, and it just so happened to work out for me.
Yeah, you still won that league.
Wow.
I want you to find several ways to bring it up, though, because I think it's actually hilarious. Like, you don't bring it up enough, actually.
I fucking dogged everyone in that league.
I think he went. Did you go undefeated? Or you
12-1.
12-1, bro. This guy killed us all. You know what I mean? Sure. Okay, so Nick Chubb or Cam Akers?
Nick Chubb 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lean Nick Chubb here just because I love that dude, but I'm not gonna be surprised when Cam Akers, we're having this conversation next year, barring any injury. Cam Akers, like, I think, what was it, 625 yards on the ground, 145 rush attempts. You know what I mean?
I think so, yeah.
Like, bro, that's because he had injury, and then they were fooling around with him, not letting him get all the touches. And yeah, like, that was pretty much his second half of the year.
Yeah, because the injuries he faced going into the season, and then like I think it was like week 3 or 4 where he got hurt, and then it took him out for 2 games.
Week 1, he got the ribs. Remember Sunday night?
Yes, that's what it was. It was the Cowboys. Yeah. And then that's when we started seeing Hendo season, Malcolm Brown season, all this other bullshit. But it was just weird. They slowly but surely like worked him back into the lineup. Like he was actually, healthy one game, and then he only had like 3 to 4 or 5 carries or whatever the case may be. Like, it just wasn't like anything in the mix. So he might have still been hurt, or they just didn't want him to re-hurt himself. So I definitely think, Hendo being probably like one of the biggest handcuffs, going into the season. Like, you have to, if you get Cam Akers, you have to get Hendo in those later rounds. Hendo's probably going in like the 9th or 10th round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, remember 2 years ago when Gurley was still there? He was going in like the 7th round.
God, I hated that hype train. I was like, he's not ready, God damn it.
That's what I said. Okay, how about this? Let's go with some more sophomores versus Cam Akers, some other sophomores. DeAndre Swift with Anthony Lynn there now.
Akers?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Akers.
Yeah, I trust the offense more.
If Swift can turn into Austin Eckler, that's like the only comparison I can have. If he turns into Austin Eckler, then you know what? Good for you. I was wrong. But I don't see that happening. Like, I just don't. Because we're expecting Austin Eckler out of him. We're expecting
they bring in Jamal Williams too, and he's a great pass protector. Like, he has, and his resume is hurry up offense, 2-minute drills. That's when you see Jamal Williams out there. So
I don't think he'll be that involved, but I think people are drafting Swift in the 2nd round. He might be at 210.
He goes around with Cam Akers. They're in that same vicinity.
That's expensive for me from Swift, because honestly, how I look at it is like, we're talking about a Lions running back right now. We seen what happened with Keyron Johnson. It didn't work out for us at all. Like, he was overdrafted like completely.
Yes. I will have no fond memories of you, Kerryon Johnson.
Exactly.
Only disappointment.
So we watched that happen, you know what I mean? And I love what I saw from Swift. I'm not comparing Johnson to Swift. Swift is obviously the better running back. Here's my problem. Like, the Lions don't produce good running backs. Like, you understand their last 1,000-yard rusher was Reggie Bush, 2013. Before that, a guy named Kevin Jones, and that was in 2004.
Wow. And
what the fuck are we talking about right now? The Lions running back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not picking a Lions running back in the second round unless unless Lynn turns him into an Austin Eckler, which is fine because we all know Jamal Williams is there.
But we're not getting any value where he's going.
Exactly. You're rolling the fucking dice on him in that second round. You're literally
him at the ceiling, basically.
I'm not doing it, man. I'm good. I'm good. I will sleep like a baby missing out on Swift.
BWB. Swift, Akers. Okay. All right, BWB. I want to know this one. Say Antonio Gibson, which he is a third rounder right now. You know what I mean? And Antonio Gibson, 795 yards rushing, 170 on the dot rush attempts. So they're not too far off, but them extra what 30, 25 carries got him an extra couple 140 yards on. So they kind of had a similar year.
They did. But the thing is, I can see Gibson getting more 20-yard, 20 touches a game than Akers. Akers will probably cap out at like 15 with Hendo or whoever the mystery third running back will be, touching into that. So Gibson gives me goal line.
Kelly over there? Y'all still got Kelly?
Nah, he's there. John Kelly was somebody coming in where I thought maybe he could
be a
do
thing.
Something.
So did I.
Man, that failed bad. But anyway, I feel like if we're going Akers and Antonio Gibson, I honestly would lean towards Gibson. Honestly, that's just me because of the touchdown upside.
Yeah, I mean they are going to be able to move that ball with, you would assume, right? With the Magic Man, and I will say, I mean, both these teams, the Rams and the football team, great defenses, and that's going to go hand in hand with a good run game. So I think we're kind of, I might be a little splitting hairs there because I do lean Gibson there. I do lean Gibson there. Like I'm a Gibson guy. You know what I mean?
20 carries a game, you could see that happening more often for Gibson.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is both these guys are kind of like I'm glad I ended this one with these two guys because these dudes like they had a similar year. You know what I mean? Injured. What's up? That's a good poll.
I'll make a poll, and see what happens because this is a really good comparison,
right? I mean, like when I was going through like the names I wanted to bring up versus Cam Akers, that was the one. Like I was like, oh, we're gonna end it off on that one. But yeah, BW, what say you? Are you with the Gibson thing over Akers?
I don't know, man. It's tough for me. I think Gibson's gonna have more opportunity, but I don't know. I guess based upon workload, I would go Gibson.
He'll probably see more catches too.
Okay, here's one, and this one's just for fun, right? Because this is not really a question. It's really just actually like, what in the fuck do we do with this guy? Josh Jacobs, man. You know what I mean? Like, I would take Cam Akers over him hands down, right? But is anybody taking Josh Jacobs this year?
I think he's still going in the fourth round, which is wild crazy to me. That's wild crazy to me. Because if he's going in the fourth round, where the fuck is Drake going? You know what I mean? Like, it's so disgusting.
You just draft them on the 4-5 turnaround, just both of them. Like, fuck, I gotta have them both.
This isn't a Nick Chubb and a Kareem Hunt situation, to be honest. Like Kareem Hunt, if you think about it, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are only like 2 rounds split apart, which is fair. And they both finished both top 10, top 12, I think.
Yeah, well, in a year he finished 12 actually in PPR. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, and then I think Kareem Hunt was at 8.
No, Nick Chubb. Oh yeah, Kareem Hunt. Yeah.
Someone was at 8, somebody was at 12.
Yeah. But it was also a year where CMC and Barkley went down. So either way, high end RB2s at minimum, right? We could say to say about those two, but Josh Jacobs, is it just fucked? You know what I mean?
Ew, it's fucked as hell. I'm not touching him.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with
if he's in the 6th round, all right, cool, whatever. That's value.
4th is fucking steep, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a fucking commitment.
Where the fuck
There's gonna be people, bro, that think that's value too. because they were used to seeing him being a first or second rounder. They're gonna be like, oh,
he was always a second round guy for me. Yeah, I was taking him over Mixon, so I can agree with him going in the second round. But again, he's in the fourth round right now with Kenyon Drake there. Like, where the fuck is Drake then? Where's Drake? Where the hell is Drake?
The world may never know. You know what I'm saying? He's somewhere cutting music that I'm gonna make fun of. That's what it is.
What you do
with the running back?
Yeah, but what you do in that third round is, if you're eyeing up anybody, I will honestly in that fourth round take Miles Sanders just to avoid all that shit.
That was a name I considered putting, Miles Sanders or Cam Akers, but I'm taking that chance on Sanders because he's gonna get his whole line back. Their line was banged up last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really think he has the ability to play like Saquon. I don't know why they don't full send him. They're both from Penn, you know what I mean? Regardless of that, I just think he can be the pass catcher and be like the workhorse. So just let him do it. Like, give him the shot.
Yeah, you know what? And I like that he had such a bad year, quote unquote, because he's not gonna guy that's gonna bump up in ADP all of a sudden. But there's not gonna be a report like, oh, he's killing it in training camp and it's gonna boost his ADP. No, we're not seeing.
Not
he's
this year.
Gonna stay where he's at.
Yeah, not this year. Last year was so disrespectful. And I was probably like one of the few that were like killing the hype train for Sanders because it's like, stop doing this. Stop doing this. Please stop doing this. Bro, he went as high as like 111, 112. He was on that turnaround. And Kenyon Drake was following right behind that shit. And it was like, stop. What are you guys doing?
When he got hurt, I was taking him in the third round, bro, and I was hella happy. And then I wasn't.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Then I wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if anything, if you're dealing with that Drake and Josh bullshit, just take Miles Sanders. Take Miles Sanders.
Here's one that I I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the show, and I'm kind of glad we're going to close this show up on this note. So just where were you guys, and what was your thoughts when you heard the Niners moved up? I'm going to grab a beer. Go ahead. Whoever wants to sound this one off first.
Well, I was at work, and when I seen them move up, I was like, oh, the end of Jimmy G. But no, they're keeping Jimmy G, which was like wild disrespectful. I'm like, why would you keep Jimmy G and move up? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I guess Jimmy G offers some type of like mentorship to the guy they bring in. But it's like, come on, man. Why'd you do that?
He's going to teach him how to look good, man.
Look good and play, not play. That's what it's about. And date porn stars.
Yes.
Porn star Jimmy.
Right. What about you, BWB? Because I haven't actually talked to you about this. Like, you're usually one of those guys that would call you whenever there's crazy news.
I was doing something. I forgot what I was doing. I was doing some shit with a car deal. And I basically kind of looked at it for 5 seconds and was like, oh, that's crazy. They're probably taking a QB. And then I like went on with my day, really, just because I was hella busy.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I was getting ready. It was early in the morning, and my girl, she's actually the one that brought it to my attention. She's like, "Did you see this?" I was like, "Yeah, I seen that. Is it real?" And then she pulls up like NFL, whatever, just something official. Yeah, and I was like, she's like, "It's real, bro." I fell to my knees, bro. I was like, "Oh, shit, we're doing it!" I couldn't fucking believe. Because we don't ever do shit like this. And shout out to your Rams, bro. Because of the moves your Rams have been making, it's like I feel like we just were like, fuck that. We're not sitting on our hands like the Seahawks now. You know
motivated.
What I mean?
Yeah, motivated.
Yeah, bro. And like, you could put the pieces to the puzzle together easily if in hindsight now, because you look at Shanahan got extended last year. Jimmy G, he has one this year and the next year on the contract. Like, we got to start thinking of the future. And then this is a QB class that, hey, there's a guy here we could take a shot on. And obviously Shanahan, all right, feel me on this, y'all. Shanahan, he pounds the table for his guys. Like when he drafted Brandon Ayuk, was I the only one who was like, hey, who the fuck is that? Like, I was like, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, Brandon Ayuk.
Apparently, he's a mini Debo. He's a mini
You know what I'm
Debo.
saying?
Basically.
But then there's times that he goes and gets like a Jalen Hurd. You know what I mean? And I'm like, same thing. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And then it's like you research the guy, you're like, oh, he has a hell of a story, and then he just doesn't pan out. You know what I mean? So I'm just hoping, like, okay, so now I want to get y'all take on this because y'all is unbiased. You know what I mean? Who do y'all think we looking at here? We're definitely looking at QB. They even came out and said it. You know what I mean?
Justin Fields.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. BWB?
Justin Fields. I agree. I think Justin Fields is the smarter take, but it's got to be Fields, right?
His pro day was like, hey, you know what's funny right now is we don't have no combine or nothing. So like when we see these pro days, bro, I'm like, whoa! I'm like, I'm overreacting. You know what I mean?
For real.
Hey, you guys want to know a fun fact? So there's something I never knew this existed, but it's called the Quarterback Collective, right? And it's an academy for top end QB prospects going to the league. And Justin Fields is in this joint. You know who else is? You know who's one of the coaches that runs it? Kyle Shanahan.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. And a month ago, he worked this dude out. Pause. Privately.
Yeah.
Pause. Right. Double cause for pause. He worked this dude out a month ago, and that was way before we traded up. Like, and now the whole world they're tying us to Mac Jones, bro. I don't think I quite like this.
Hell no.
I don't like that.
Fucking Mac Jones.
No.
I don't believe. No, I don't believe that.
I am from the Bay Area where like a lot of famous rappers, they put Mac in front of their name. Like rest in peace, Mac Dre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so aside from that, I don't care for Mac Jones aside from him having the name Mac. You know what I mean? Like,
that's it. Like he has a cool name. That's about it.
If I did want to get down to the gritty, he did play in in Steve Sarkisian's offense, NFL style offense. Obviously Sarkisian was the offensive coordinator that took over after Shanahan in Atlanta, right? But this offense, a ton of pre-snap motions, run first, everything's predicated off the play action. So like this guy theoretically could just pick up our offense, but I don't want him. He has zero ceiling to me.
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't.
Would you laugh thoroughly being a Rams fan?
Yes. I'd be like, yes, we're good for the next 5 years.
Oh shit, man! And then my personal favorite though is I want Trey Lance, bro.
Same.
I think he has that Mahomes-esque like arm. You know what I mean? That the kind of the crazy arm angles. You know what I mean?
Unorthodox throwing mechanics.
Yeah, dude. And then it just screams to me 0 losses and 0 picks in his college career. Like, I don't know. And plus, I would look for stuff like that to support my narrative. And you know how I am. I'm gonna find something that supports my narrative just to beat the drum. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and now I'm coming around on Justin Fields. You know what I mean? So I hope. And then Urban Meyer over there, man, he showed up, bro. And him being the Ohio guy, I won't be surprised they fuck around and shock the world and be like Justin Fields in this motherfucker. Right? You know what I mean? Maybe. Then I'll be mad that we didn't have him. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know if I really want the dude, but if he goes somewhere else, I'm like, fuck, should have had him. Now I'm with Macaroni Jones, bro.
That is the I'll be happy though.
At least one of us will be, Yuri. You know what I'm saying? Okay, one more thing, because now that I got you here, a Rams fan, right? And I have a question for you too, Blake. You know what I mean? The what's the outlook for y'all QB situation? Like personally, like do you and we're going fantasy specifically. Is Matt Stafford, is he a QB1 here?
Low end. There
Low
might be
end?
some weeks where he might just give you 20 points and that's it, but
still happy.
Still happy. Yeah, not nothing too crazy, but I wouldn't expect like 25 to 30 points every single week from Matthew Stafford, but he can. I think we're going to lean on the running game. Let me just put it that way.
Because of that it goes hand in hand with that defense too.
Yeah, like we never asked quarterbacks to win.
What about Big Ben, bro? Because I feel like with all the stuff going on with that defense and everything, bro, like Big Ben might be a value, especially in a super flex. Like I'm not touching him in no one QB league. If I could have him as my third QB in a super flex, bro, I think. How do you feel about Big Ben outlook in fantasy?
I mean, he's definitely going to throw the ball a fuckload. He can't run it, so you got that value there. But I mean, he's got the targets there. He's going to throw the ball a ton. Is he a QB1? No. Yeah. But if he's there, later rounds, for sure, take him. I mean, if you're, like you said, super flex, QB2, whatever. I mean, I'd take him as a QB2 just strictly based off the number of fucking throws he's going to have a game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's bound to throw a couple touchdowns in there, right? Like, it's strictly based upon the fact we can't run the fucking rock at all.
Matt Ryan or Big Ben?
Big Ben.
Big Ben?
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to lean Big Ben too because Arthur Smith going over there, I think the pass attempts are going to come down. I mean, Tannehill never went too crazy with the pass attempts. I mean, granted that he had Derrick Henry, but still.
Yeah, they don't have really.
Hold on, Mike Davis? Mike Davis, bro.
No.
All right. Hey, man, let us know, LQ, man, the alpha of the Wolf Pack. Let us know what you got coming, man. You know what I mean? What to look out for. And, you know what I mean? Let them know where they can find you, brother.
I got everything coming this week. I mean, Thursday is probably the biggest week where I have like 6 shows to do. Clubhouse, podcast, I got episodes coming out. I got my tight end, dynasty targets. I have super flex episode that's dropping tomorrow morning. And I think one more episode that I can't remember right now. But a lot is coming this week. Busy. And I got, my mock draft live Thursday night. You guys should join 7:00 Eastern.
Okay. You got it filled up? If not, I'll still tune in. I'm just asking.
Hey, I ain't got the lobby yet, so when I post it, probably post around 4:00 that day, and then jump in there. I'll send it to you directly. Same to you.
Awesome. Yeah. I want in on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go crazy. I'm taking Cam Akers like fifth pick overall.
Dynasty tight end premium.
Oh, tight end premium. Okay.
Yeah.
Change it Travis Kelce's going 1-on-1, bro.
Shit. Better shit.
Yeah. BWB, man. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what's coming next, bro.
Yeah. I just finished up a show on Saturday with the general manager of a Northwoods League team. So that's going to be up. It was live, but it'll be up on all podcast platforms here shortly. Just talking about COVID, shit like that, how it affected the season. They couldn't have it was limited fans in the stands. So having a brief discussion about that. I got another episode coming Saturday. Frankly, if people listen to my shit frequently, I just kind of wing it. I'll find someone to do a show and I'll write some shit down and we'll fucking figure it out and get drunk and have a good old time.
I like your style, BWB.
And then I'm going to be doing a show with Spencer the Guru and Jay Love here shortly, talking about scouting.
That's coming up right after this, right?
I'm not doing it tonight, no. But
not tonight. Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna be doing it soon. I'm probably gonna reach out to him Saturday. We'll see if I can do it then. But yeah, it's about it, man.
Nice,
awesome, man. Hey, and this has been episode 6 of My Version's Better. And man, this was dope, man. I really appreciate my man, the Alpha here, man, coming on. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Sagittarius' rule, first of all. And Leos are cool too, man. Don't get it wrong.
Appreciate
it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're really awesome. I was raised by one, so I actually could credit my dad for being, for a lot of my awesomeness. Actually, maybe probably all of it. You know what I mean? But everybody, y'all know where y'all can find me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just floating along, just drifting along the fantasy 7 seas. in a ship known as the Run Boys Fantasy Network. You can also follow me at the GMM Network on all platforms. And oh yeah, man, I forgot to say that, man. Everyone, let them know where I can find you, man.
Oh, at Real Deal Fantasy HQ on Instagram, Real Deal Fantasy on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. YouTube, I am there. Clubhouse, I am there. SportsMe, I am there. Real Deal Fantasy.
Bang. EWB.
Yeah. You can find me just by searching Blitz with Blake, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, what have you, all podcast platforms.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and everybody, Blake, you want to
Yeah, I gotta get a good sip of the course here.
Yeah.
Everyone out there, go ahead and do us all a favor and take her fucking sleazy.
Can I roll some? Can I keep it lit? Can I smoke some? Can I be about a grip? Can I stack up? Can I say money talk? I don't flap guns. Can I play a low key? Masked up? Can I keep it